Hi, my name's Grant Colthorpe. I'm the CEO of My Digital, and today I'm joined by Janine Grainger, who's the co-founder and CEO of Easy Crypto New Zealand. It's great to have you here today, Janine. So
Thanks very
essentially,
much.
if you wouldn't mind giving us a bit of a background on yourself, and we can take it from there.
Yes, I'm the co-founder of Easy Crypto. We're New Zealand's most popular cryptocurrency broker. We've been operating in the market here for around 2.5 years, and we've since expanded into a few other countries as well, just trying to take a safe, easy, simple way for people to buy cryptocurrency anywhere in the world.
Yep, and what I guess the main thing everyone always sort of asks about is how did you actually get into crypto, and then how did you then form Easy Crypto?
Yeah, I got into crypto through Bitcoin, as many people do. It's quite, the gateway
Yep.
cryptocurrency. And I came across Bitcoin, I think, around 2014. And at the time, I just remember thinking how obvious a solution this is for global payments, given that we have a globally connected world through the internet, that we didn't have any way to transfer value internationally, easily, quickly, cheaply. So Bitcoin made a lot of sense to me, and I really just got hooked on that, as many others do. And from there into the world of altcoins and all of that, exciting new
Yeah.
technology and new infrastructure that's coming up with blockchain-based assets.
Okay.
And because I was involved in cryptocurrency when the 2017 boom happened, I had a lot of people coming to me saying, how do I buy? How do I get involved? And we realized that there was this real gap in the market in New Zealand for a way for people to access cryptocurrencies. The market here was around 15% above the global price, which for a asset or a product that has no shipping costs, there's no physical distribution networks. It was shocking that New Zealanders were having to pay so much to get their hands on Bitcoin. So my brother Alan is a great developer, and he developed the site, and then I've sort of been working with him to grow it over the last few years, and it's really gone from strength to strength here in New Zealand. And it's a great way for people to get involved. It makes it really nice and simple for first-time users or anyone.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, obviously, New Zealand's has had a very interesting background in crypto, even though it's very short history, obviously, with Cryptopia at the time. Can you just sort of give us a feel like how did that whole saga, how that saga's played out in New Zealand, how that's affected you guys, and sort of like where the New Zealand market's got itself to since then?
Yeah, it's been, I guess, it has been very big news here in New Zealand, and it's raised people's awareness of cryptocurrency potentially more than in other countries because, a New Zealand-based business with millions of dollars of hack losses is front page news.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it has meant that a lot of people's perception of cryptocurrency is tied up with that kind of idea of scams, frauds, losses. So it's been a bit of a challenge for the industry here to overcome that, to give people that feeling of safety and security. One of the things that we brought out after the Cryptopia hack was a 100% fund safety guarantee. As far as I know, we're one of the only crypto providers in the world that do that we guarantee to our users that we will honour every trade. We won't, if there is any risk, we take it on ourselves rather than put it onto the customer. And I think in the New Zealand market in particular, that's very important because people have this fear and this hesitancy around cryptocurrency, and we're trying to remove those barriers to entry, make it easy for people, but also make it safe.
Yeah, and it did it, as you said, like it's big page news. I guess at some stage it would have probably helped you guys a little bit as well, as it probably raised the profile of crypto in New Zealand. And then, as you said, like you guys being such a, offering such a safe and secure platform, I'm sure there would have been some benefit to you guys after everything fell apart at Cryptopia. But I mean, that was an amazing story, and I guess it's still playing out, isn't it? I mean, I saw there was some updates the other week about it, but it still seems like it's a long way away from being, finalised.
Yeah, I think one of the legacies from Cryptopia as well will be around the regulatory environment here in New Zealand. So it's possibly also had some benefit for us there that the regulators, more so than other countries, maybe take the blockchain and cryptocurrency industry seriously. And we've seen a lot of positive movement from regulators around specific provisions relating to cryptocurrency and things that will make it easier for people to get involved and easier for companies like mine to, have clearer guidelines and regulations to comply with, and also enable innovation in the blockchain space, which is really important.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually a really good point you make, as you said. Like, I mean, New Zealand, New Zealand oftentimes is able to be flexible and even a leader in other cases in financial markets, in regulation, because the companies there can have such good access to the regulator, and there is an ability to push things through the sandbox a lot quicker and a lot more efficiently than, say, somewhere like the US. Just on that, actually, so what is is there the latest, I guess, regulatory situation in New Zealand on the crypto side? Is there anything upcoming that is interesting for people, or is it sort of all pretty steady as she goes type thing?
The biggest thing that's coming up at the moment, and it's possibly something people aren't aware of, but it will affect them, is that the IRD has put out a proposal to remove GST on cryptocurrency.
Okay.
So prior to that proposal, cryptocurrency is technically captured under the GST goods and services tax.
Yep.
In Australia, you have an exemption for crypto.
Yeah, that got pushed through, was 2016, 2017 here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in New Zealand, technically, if people are buying and selling cryptocurrency, they should be paying 15% GST on it, which obviously that makes no sense. If you have $100 of Bitcoin and it gives you a $15 GST bill, it doesn't work that way, because it should be treated like money. So that proposal from the IRD is fantastic. It shows they're recognising the issues for the industry, they're taking it seriously. And the most unique thing about that proposal is that they are suggesting to backdate it until the 1st of January 2008. So it effectively will affect every single crypto transaction ever. And backdating a tax proposal is very unusual. So again, it's a great sign that the government here takes the industry seriously and wants to make sure that the right regimes are in place.
Oh, that's terrific then. That's great news. So does that mean that potentially for New Zealand customers, they could be claiming some GST back if that gets through?
No, I mean, only if they're paying GST now, which my understanding is most people don't. There's sort of a little bit of I don't know if I want to say this on camera, but a bit of a don't ask, don't tell policy going on here.
I remember we met a leading New Zealand crypto lawyer, and he'd said sort of to us that that was as you said, sort of the policy, and so they'd been working very well. But still, as you said, I mean, it's another step forward, which it seems like things in New Zealand are quite well established on that side. And I guess that really then leads us into the next question. Sort of, I guess there'd be some people who would know sort of why Mind Digital and Easy Crypto are talking to each other. But if you want to just walk us through that.
Yeah. So one of the things that when Easy Crypto started, we just wanted to provide a simple way to get involved, and we've launched that. But we've since realised that a lot of our customers want more, more advanced trading tools. There's a lot of opportunity for traders in the crypto market. People really want to get in on those price spikes and set their own way of investing. And in New Zealand, we are actually very poor in terms of good trading options. So we have a couple of homegrown exchanges, but they have, unfortunately, very small liquidity. New Zealand, being the market that it is never going to have, great pools of liquidity for people to trade fringe products like cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of challenges around user experience, security, speed, that sort of thing, which, our customers come to us and they're like, can we have the Easy Crypto experience for an exchange? And so this is what we're looking to do with mine, is to bring international liquidity and a fantastic user experience to people who want to have an exchange product and be able to trade their cryptocurrency. So we're super excited about that, and I think it's going to be such a great thing for New Zealanders to have access to. Yeah, no, I think it's. I mean, I think we met would have been like October last year, and then I think from our point of view, it's been obviously we've just kept in contact and then working towards this. I think it's really interesting, as you said, like where I think one of the things, as you said, like what we're trying to do and working with guys like yourselves is to use essentially a unified global liquidity pool, and then really just being able to bring that to users in different local jurisdictions, of where, as you said, the domestic pool of Bitcoin tradable might be far less than obviously than it is on the global status, but when you can connect those pools together and use some smarts and some connections on the FX side, all of a sudden you can have a very competitive product from a liquidity and spread point of view. And
that's something we've looked at. And I mean, from from my background is obviously New Zealand dollar is always it's a very actively traded currency as well. So, there's not really a lot of barriers from our point of view to do that. It was really from our point of view was, we're an Australian company, and we don't really have any, close connections to anyone in New Zealand. So as I said, we obviously undertook a trip last year, and out of that has ended up being our partnership together with Easy Crypto. So yeah, I mean, we're stoked about that. I think it's a very natural progression for us to really try to work with people of, quite honestly have a terrific track record, and have done, a really terrific job in developing out, your platform, as you said, especially the aspect of the security, I think is the two things. I remember when we first sat down and had the first, just throwing ideas at the wall meeting, and we were talking about the KYC processes and onboarding processes and things like that. And, what you guys had already had in place was even in excesses of some of the stuff that we were doing, on the biometric side and things like that. And that was instantly for us was a massive boost of confidence to know that, you guys had taken it all very, very seriously. As you said, I think security in this space is paramount. And I think we're starting to see that separation really come from the players who are taking security seriously and some of the ones who still don't quite take it so seriously. And people really are starting to do their homework and find the providers who will take their security seriously. So yeah, I think for us that was a real big thing that really stood out straight away was how serious you guys were about it, the level of the work you had done, and the way that you had ensured that your users were well looked after through the whole journey. Again, wasn't just to push them through the door, get them to do a trade, and then who cares what happens to them after that. So yeah, that was very much a service model we ourselves try to employ, but you guys are really been out there and doing it. So congratulations. So I guess ultimately the part is, I guess, the interesting part is, what does this actually mean then in reality for users on both, I guess, Mine Digital, Easy Crypto, and also, users in New Zealand, if you'd like to take away with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a nutshell, what it gives is it provides New Zealand-based customers with an international exchange experience, but in their domestic market. And that's incredibly powerful because our domestic exchanges don't have that liquidity and user experience that people want, whereas international exchanges, which do take a couple of days and a lot of extra costs of bank fees to get money in and out of them. So to be able to have that international experience, the international liquidity, that fantastic easy user engagement, and be able to get your funds in and out the same day, that's really magic for New Zealand traders.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing, isn't it? Like, I mean, I speak to, well, even myself, I think about back to the days before of doing Mine Digital when you'd send money to Kraken or someone, Coinbase offshore, and you'd be doing it via Swift and the lags, and then you wouldn't even know if it was the bank had, flagged the transactions and things like that. Whereas, as you said, both, Mine Digital, Easy Crypto have, extraordinarily strong domestic banking rails and relationships, and clients, as you said, can be very, happy with being able to send funds. It's not, is it going to turn up thing, and also, as you said, the speed of it is definitely improving on our side. Hopefully, in Australia, we'll move to having OSCO relatively soon, which will obviously be, again, a big boost for the Australian users. But, and I think that's, again, the things that, partnering with someone like yourself, I think for both of us is that, both of us have understood that, it's important that we can, meet customers' demands, especially on, deposits and withdrawals. Again, a lot of exchanges out there don't necessarily, and brokers, recently we saw a massive update on the Quadriga CX story, and there, it's amazing. I mean, I can't believe it that there's users there who had outstanding, withdrawals for 9 and 12 months before it ultimately was revealed that the funds were all gone. I mean, I can't think of we have us, like I know like yourselves even more so, Janine, but even ourselves, I can't think of having outstanding users, waiting for deposits or withdrawals to be credited. I mean, it's amazing that that people in this space have put up with that for so long. And again, finally seems to be something that's turning, where people now are starting to expect if they do a trade, they sell some crypto into some fee and want to withdraw that money, 24 to 48 hours, evidence of either received payment or evidence of payment coming is a minimum now. Like this, I was blown away when they showed you it was like the average waiting period of people had put in, withdrawals and deposit requests, and I think the average of it was something like 60 odd days, and people were still trying
and like you
to
said,
go through it.
People have become used to this because it is, the industry has not been, it doesn't provide great service, it's not well regulated, and it's just like, well, if you want to get involved in crypto, that's what you have to put up with. So I'm really, and we've actually seen the same thing in the New Zealand market. You see a lot of complaints on Reddit and Facebook around particular exchanges having really long delays and either crediting or withdrawing funds. And in my mind, it's just not acceptable, right? It's as a customer, it's your money, and you want it to know where it is at every step of the process, and there's no excuse for it to be stuck in limbo with an exchange, because they should have the processes in place to be honest, automatically transfer all of your funds in and out. It shouldn't be sitting there waiting for someone to get around to doing it. When it's your money, and it needs to be treated with respect.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was amazing, the Quadriga one, which, again, I've heard in other international exchanges as well. Like, they literally were just, it was a Ponzi scheme at the end. Every client deposit that came in was getting pushed straight to a client withdrawal. And I think the end number is now that at one point, the other was really interesting thing was, I think the CEO was the 88% of the trading on the platform, which is an insane number.
Wow, yeah. That's takes watch trading to a whole new level.
Yeah, exactly. But I think from our point of view, I think that's a really great wrap up for both of our users to understand what's coming. So I think essentially. The big news will be is that before the end of June, BTC NZD will be live streaming, and also hopefully with some pretty good liquidity and pricing there for all users on Mind Digital. And we look forward to building out a relationship with Easy Crypto into the future.
Sounds great. To the moon, girl.
Cheers. Thanks, Janine. Have a good one.